Take you back a little bit. When my sister is 24 years old and I am 19, living in London, she has her first psychotic break. It was very serious, and the chief psychiatrist at the hospital in London told my mother that she had dementia precox, which we now call schizophrenia, and she would never get well. And I'm the one who tell my mother that he's wrong, and that she can get well. She does get well, because my mother and father I recommend that they take my sister away from that hospital, because I tell my mother that with that philosophy they will not do anything for her. So at great financial sacrifice, my parents move her to a private hospital and she gets well there. A year later she gets married and moves to Belgium, 25 kilometers from the German border. It is now 1938. And all Jews know that Hitler is going to do what he says he's going to do. So I'm terrified. And I plan to come to America. My father does not want me to go, really. I don't know until 10 years later that I'm the apple of his eye. My mother tells me that 10 years later. But my mother supports me because I say to her, let me go, I may be able to save my sister. Comes the invasion of Belgium, and the family walks all the way to France. I don't want to go into further detail, but the fact is my sister's in North Africa, my brother-in-law is in France, and I get them through Barcelona to America on a ship. And they now have a little boy, almost 3 years old. My sister is again psychotic, and they have to tie her wrist to my brother-in-law's wrist because she's on the ship because she threatens to throw herself overboard. So the situation is really very dangerous. They land in New York, and I know I have to get her to a psychiatrist. I am new in America. I haven't been there, not quite 2 years. I get a reference to a psychiatrist from Vienna, and he comes to see her where we live. We have rented a room in an apartment. And he tells us that that she is too ill to be treated ambulatory. She can't be treated, she must be put into an institution. Where? Where? Moreno, Beacon, New York. It is now the 21st of August, 1941. She arrived on Thursday. The doctor came on Friday, and this is Saturday. She's calmed down somewhat, but she's very confused. A cousin drives us up to Beacon. It's about 2.5 hours. Okay, so we have my brother-in-law, my sister, the baby, the cousin who drives us in his car, and myself. 5 of us. And I'm holding the baby. We come up the steps, and the nurse opens the door. She looks at Daniel, and she says, oh, what a nice little boy, about the same age as Doctor's little girl. And my soliloquy is, and I have to be sure that he understands how urgent it is that he gets her well very quickly. He hasn't much money, he's a refugee. And he speaks very little English, because I don't earn very much, I just manage to keep myself. And 1 week's stay is twice as much as my weekly salary, so I can't help. As we come in, I look at him. And I look at him and I think, I must be as crazy as my sister because I know this man. And the other side said, of course you don't know him, Zerka. You've never been to Beacon before. How can you know him? And he doesn't look like a psychiatrist. He looks like an artist. In fact, he looks like Beethoven. He's a very powerful head, very large, penetrating eyes. They make you believe that he sees right through you. And he's not looking at her, he's looking at me. And I'm thinking, don't look at me, I'm not the patient, here's the patient. And the rest, I think I have to role reverse.
Okay, with Moreno.
This is she. This is the one I've been looking for. This is my muse. And I get up. Yes!
Role reversal.
That is the strangest greeting I have ever heard. And I hear my mother's voice. Your sister is very ill. You have to take care of her. He has to take care of her. And the next thing is that he comes up and, he just says a few words. Why don't you go to the room upstairs and tells us which your room is. The nurse comes and takes us to our room. May I come in? I have to talk to you. I don't know what kind of psychiatry you practice. And I know there are some psychiatrists who don't want to talk to the family members. But this is the second time my sister is ill. And she was diagnosed before that she could not get well. She's very, very ill. My brother-in-law has absolutely no idea what goes wrong with her. Can I tell you something about her? Because she will tell you there's nothing wrong with her. We are poor refugees, and she needs to be taking care of her little boy who needs his mother. I have a job, and I can't take care of him. And my brother-in-law has to go and earn his own living. And I know he doesn't have much money. I will give you something to read to explain to you how I work. You may take this and read it. Yes? Here's my phone number.
Numero di telefono.
6 o'clock on Wednesday. I have an office in New York, and I will be there on Monday, on Wednesday. And I will make an appointment to see you, and you can give me some history. So this is my address. Here's my phone number. 6 o'clock on Wednesday. Is that all right for you? Good. Thank you very much, and good luck.
Role reversal.
It's very important that she gets attention quickly. And I have information about her history.
Okay.
You tell me you want to know everything.
Ora voglio darti qualche cosa da leggere, così puoi capire che cosa faccio e quali sono i miei metodi.
I can give you something to
Io
read
ho
so that you
anche
can
un
understand
ufficio a New York.
how I work. I got
Adesso la
some
cosa
music.
migliore è che voi andiate via. Porta via tua sorella, non ti preoccupare, non è un problema economico. Me ne occuperò io. Ci vediamo mercoledì.
Oh, I forget. I forget. I work in a theater. Would you like to see the theater before you go? Sarah, send Bobby over so he can take this young lady to the theater. Thank you. And so I see the theater for the first time.
Così.
So really we're about the theater. Your first idea, first feeling.
It's wonderful. What a great idea to treat patients in a theater. And I say to the theater, please God, get her well.
Okay,
Okay.
thank you.